Welcome to the Artist Loft, the talk show for all artists. Join us each show as we spotlight a variety of different creatives, hosted by the Florida Arts Network, with Richard Sosa and Frank A. Ruffolo.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, we're coming to you from the couch today.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, they kind of moved
Sort of
us to
couch.
yeah, sort of couch. I guess if you put them together and sewed them together, it'd be a couch. But really, really comfy chairs. Maybe we should get them to put them up there next time. You know, that'd be nice.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. So anyway, I'm Richard Sosa.
Frank Ruffolo.
Frank Ruffolo, and we are back with you for another episode of The Artist Loft, brought to you by Florida Arts Network. Yeah, so we are a 501c3 nonprofit. We have two main goals. One is to introduce kids to the arts, all the arts, singing, dancing, writing, acting, all this stuff. And the other one is celebrating the artists that are already doing it. I had the opportunity to go to the closing event for the Flow Film Festival this past Monday, which was absolutely amazing. We have a relationship with them. I'm on their board of directors. The president is on our board of directors. And we were able to do a world premiere for this film. It's a Vietnamese film filmed strictly in the US. They have their official opening in LA is going to be on the 21st, and on the 26th they're going to open up in 65 theaters around the country to start. And we're really, really excited about that. And in fact, we have the trailer for it. So let's go ahead and play that now. I'm not used to having the the TVs over to the side. So
anh muốn nói chuyện với cô ca sĩ mới.
Có một nỗi buồn bí ẩn nào đó trong giọng hát của cô gái này. Lạ lắm. Giọng cô ta không thể nhầm lẫn với bất cứ giọng một ai khác. Ngoài phố mùa đông, đôi môi em là đốm lửa hồng.
Ủa? Cô gái này là ai vậy anh?
Cô ấy tên là Thảo.
Cho ta nương nhờ lúc thở than.
Để làm được phim ca nhạc, em phải đánh đổi điều gì đấy?
Cần đêm trắng để chút vơi.
Nếu Thảo có tâm sự cần nói, tôi sẵn sàng nghe đi.
Thảo cứ coi tôi như là người tình của Thảo.
Em yêu chị, em mong được sống bên chị.
Tôi không tiếc tiền bảo trợ tất cả những chương trình lớn nhỏ cho cô ấy. Rốt cuộc tôi nhận lại được cái gì?
Tất cả những gì các tôi gây ra chưa đủ hay sao? Đừng bao giờ tới đây nữa.
Tôi nhắc ông lần cuối, ông đừng biến thành Thảo, nàng thơ của tôi, trở thành xấu xí và tầm thường như vậy.
Anh có thể yên tâm, vì nàng thơ của anh đã tìm được người đàn ông có thể lo cho cô ấy tất cả mọi thứ.
Mọi quyết định của em toàn đúng. Cái đó mới là vấn đề đó.
Đừng có to tiếng với em.
Chúng ta đều là những kẻ đáng thương trong tình yêu.
Em sẽ không cho ai cướp đi tất cả những gì thuộc về em. Đừng bao giờ để con tim mình bị tổn thương.
Nói em vào anh chiếc hôn nồng. Nói em vào anh chiếc hôn nồng.
what an amazing film, right? I loved it. I thought the camera work was amazing. The lighting, great. The editing, the sound, it was absolutely phenomenal. And funny is that, I don't speak Vietnamese, right? And they had the subtitles, but the way the movie is done, it draws you in. You know what's going on, even if you don't read all the text. It's the subtitles. I mean, it's absolutely amazing, and it's going to be in theater. It's going to come out in the theaters on the 29th, and then eventually it's going to open up in Vietnam, and then in India. So go to www.afragileflower.com for more information. And the executive producer that did this, Jacqueline, oh my gosh, absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. So anyway, so that's the kind of stuff that we wanna promote, you know. So without any further
ado,
yes,
I'd like to introduce to Heidi Hess, our guest tonight. She's a extraordinary author, entrepreneur. She's the originator and creator of the Read It, Write It festivals. That's going to be in Wellington this June. So, yes. Heidi?
Yeah. Hey, thanks for having me on. Gosh, you know,
I'm
still thinking about that trailer for The Fragile Flower. That looks like it's such an intriguing movie. Yeah, that'll be really interesting. It probably will be at independent film, movie theaters across Palm Beach County, probably, right? Is that where we can see it?
Well, it's going into some of the big theaters.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So it's limited right now to 65 theaters in the U.S. They're waiting for one more thing, and they're going to expand their reach before they go to Vietnam.
That's wonderful. Yeah, it's great. It's wonderful to see independent authors, independent artists, independent films go ahead and reach, you know, a wider audience, and to have the support of your organization. But also, so I'm the promoter for Read It, Write It Book and Writing Festival. We are in Wellington. We're going to be at the Wellington Green Mall. It's our 3rd year. And when I created Read It, Write It, my aim was to increase literacy across Palm Beach County, get people excited about reading again, and more importantly, get independent authors, independent artists, you know, independent authors in touch with local readers. And that was my aim for that. So really excited this year. I have 2 things to announce. So we are pairing with Feeding South Florida. To go ahead and to do a raffle, and the proceeds for that will go towards helping the organization. So we're really excited about that. I want to talk to you guys about your organization too. And also we're going to be doing a writing contest, so one for middle school to high school age, and then also for adults.
That's what we're about.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So we're going to be looking for some judges. Hint, hint.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint.
Wink, wink. Wink, wink, hint, hint.
Wink, wink.
I got no problem. I'll be a judge.
That's wonderful.
There you go.
So we're very excited. We just went ahead and added about 6 more tables. And Read It, Write It Book and Writing Festival is just growing. It's just growing leaps and bounds, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to be doing this. And I'm very, very excited. I think Palm Beach County is a great place to be for the arts. Lots of support here, and there's lots of people that appreciate the arts.
Right, and the Wellington Mall is a really nice venue.
It's a nice venue, and the people that run the event, the people that work for the mall, are fantastic. They are just amazing people. Rochelle,
yeah,
that
makes it so much easier.
Oh, it makes all the difference. It really does. I called Rochelle the other day. Rochelle, she's the marketing director there, and I said, Rochelle, this is what's happening, and she just talked me through it. But she has been just amazing across the board, and they're partnering with the Buzz Agency, and I'm sure you know the Buzz Agency. The Buzz Agency is a, agency that you don't know. No, they do a lot of the local events, like public relations, and but they partnered with the Wellington Green Mall, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that they'll be working with the Wellington Green Mall again to help get the word out for Read It, Write It. So,
Got it.
So, in addition
to
that,
the buzz.
Right? Create the buzz. Exactly, exactly. And they're a fantastic group of women. They really are. They're just great. I enjoyed working with them last year.
We will publish it on. We will promote it on our website. I'll promote it on my web and on our Facebook and everything else. So
fantastic,
and you're promoting it here, so it'll be promoted in our show.
Right.
So tell us about your books. You have 2 short story books.
I do. So I love short stories. That's my jam. So I'm a paranormal fiction author. I specialize in bite-sized pieces of the weird and creepy. Both of the
weird
books.
and creepy.
Yes.
I have a story you can put into your next book.
Wonderful. Tell me all about it.
I do. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll chat. We'll chat.
Yeah. Called I Necromancer.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's
Yeah.
very interesting. Very interesting.
It's written from the monster's perspective.
I like that. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good one. That's
Yeah.
gonna be a good one. Yeah. We'll talk. Yeah, but the book's really it's Twilight Zone meets Black Mirror. So it's all those really weird, twisted little. You think you know where it's going, and then whoop, there's a little bit of a twist.
In my last book, Samuel of Sarah, I've got a subplot in that book where it takes place 3,000 years in the future, and on Mars, where we've populated.
Okay.
And there's a murder, an AI gets murdered.
Oh.
Artificial intelligence.
Oh, this sounds a little Blade Runner-ish.
Yeah, an AI gets murdered, and they're wondering if another AI did it, and one of the AIs, and one of my main character AIs in the book, has become self-aware. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, which they're talking about already.
Which it's already talking about already.
Oh,
so
sure.
That's a subplot to that book. That's a subplot.
That sounds an awful lot like Blade Runner. Did you?
Something like
yes, a little bit.
Yeah, but Blade Runner is a little more dark. This is more.
It's a little lighter.
It's the society is more lighter than Blade Runner. It's sort of like a normal society, just 3,000 years in the future on Mars.
Yeah, so not like post-apocalyptic.
No, not post-apocalyptic.
Darkness.
Yeah, this dystopian.
Dystopian, right?
Dystopian. No, this is sort of like
yeah.
what I project it's going to be like as a normal civilization. But there's a interaction between a human and an AI, and interaction between AI and AI,
and the way you do your planks and everything every day, and all the stuff that you do, you'll probably be around to see it.
Yeah, your lips to God's ears.
I got to say, I remember when I was raising my kids, I tried to get them to read more, because when I grew up, I was an avid reader. I mean, in the 8th grade, I had college reading level, competing in writing contests and all this other stuff, because I just read so much. And I kept telling my kids, I said, your imagination can take you to places that no film director can. They'd be like, oh, I'll just wait till the movie comes out. No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Yes, like Lord of the Rings was great. But when you read the book and you pictured everything in your head.
Yeah, that's one series I haven't read. I haven't read Lord of the Rings. I'm going to
read The Hobbit first.
Okay.
Read The Hobbit first, because that gives you a lot of background information.
Okay.
So that when you do start reading Lord of the Rings, you're kind of up to speed.
Yeah. I know C.S. Lewis, he wrote The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and all of that whole series of books. And I don't know if you know it, but C.S. Lewis and Tolkien were friends. They actually belonged to a group, and they were constantly like challenging each other and pushing each other. And it's just, that's great. That's just a great relationship to have if you have that with someone. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, somebody who's going to push you forward. But I always thought it was interesting that they were friends, and that just worked out. Yeah.
So how did you start getting into book festivals? Producing book festivals?
Yeah. So I used to work for a comic book publishing company. My daytime job, I'm actually a nurse, and I was a nurse with a little girl. And I had gotten back in touch with a friend who had a comic book publishing company. And he said, why don't you come work for me? You can do marketing, public relations, that kind of a thing. And so I went ahead and I started reaching out to different festivals and different, comic conventions. And we got in touch with the Miami Book Festival down south, which I love. It's a great show. And I had always kind of had it in the back of my mind. I wanted to do something with books. I wanted to get more kids reading. And then, working with elementary school children and, helping them to read, I thought, I want to get more people reading, kids specifically. But so the Miami Book Fair was we went down there, and I was amazed. I was like, this is the best. This is awesome. Why don't we have something like this in Palm Beach County? We need something like this in Palm Beach County, and that's where it started. That's where it started. And I thought, I want to do this. I want to do a grassroots festival here in Palm Beach County that's going to get everybody excited about reading and get independent authors and then the readers together, and have panels and workshops that talk about the writing process and about publishing. And so it's a passion project of mine. It's a passion project. I love it.
I'm glad to be part of it. I was there last year, and I'm glad to be there again this year.
I am just so happy to have you back, and we're gonna have to put you to work as a judge, Frank.
You got to put me to work now.
Yeah,
I have no problem.
And it's funny. Stephen King wrote this book called The Craft.
Oh yeah.
And it's about the craft of writing, right?
Is
Not
it
witchcraft
on,
or anything.
Right. Is it on writing? Is it on
Yes,
writing?
it's
okay.
on writing.
Yes.
And one of the things
know
that
that
he
book.
stressed in this book is if you want to be a good writer, you have to be a good reader.
And he even takes it a step further and says you should be reading more than you're writing.
Yeah.
He says that. He said that a couple of different a couple of different times. And it's true. It's true. Yeah. I find and whatever it is that I'm reading usually influences what I'm writing.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm reading a lot of Neil Gaiman right now. I love Neil Gaiman. I'm in love with Neil Gaiman.
Okay, don't get all fangirly on
Oh,
us
he's the
here.
best. I love Neil Gaiman. He's so awesome. No, he's great. He has a short story. It reminded me of what you were talking about with the AI and how there's an AI murder, that kind of a thing. He has a short story in it's an anthology. It's a collection of his short stories and little excerpts from different novels. But it's two angels, and they're in heaven. And the angel is telling this other person about how the two angels are up there and one murders the other. It's a whole thing. But it's a great story. It was probably one of the best short stories I've ever read. It was awesome. It was great. I love Neil Gaiman. Yeah. So, yes.
All right, we have to take a quick commercial break.
Yeah, and we'll be right back with Heidi and more books.
Yay.
Yep.
Frank A. Ruffalo, a renowned author and screenwriter. Best known for books such as 10048, Blue Falcon, Memoir of a Soldier, and his latest, Samuel of Sarah. Check out his website at frankarufolo.com or buy his books on Amazon.
What's up, everybody? This is Agent Romante, but most of you know me as Esteban Julio Ricardo Montoya de Rosa Ramirez from The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. I just wanted to give a shout out to my man Richard Sosa. He is one of the best acting coaches that I've had the pleasure to work with, and he's actually worked with me in my program for many years, and I highly recommend this guy. So if you have an opportunity to work with him, what are you waiting for? Now, get out of my face. Esteban Julio Ricardo Montoya de Rosa Ramirez. I'm out.
And
hey, we're back.
Yes.
So
I keep wanting to say, like, what was that show? Oh, never mind. It was that guy who was always making stuff, and he had that neighbor. They talk over the fence. Yeah, Heidi Ho neighbor.
Home Improvement.
Yeah.
Home Improvement.
Home Improvement, yes.
Like, Heidi Ho neighbor.
Yeah. Talk this way.
Yeah.
Heidi Ho neighbor.
Oh boy, I'm a hot mess.
That was
a
a funny show. That was a funny show. Yeah.
So you have any new books coming out, or are you writing one now, or planning one?
So right now, there's a couple of different calls that are out for submissions for things. So I'm working on a couple of those. And then the Florida Writers Association, which I'm a part of, they have the Royal Palm Literacy Awards. So I'm preparing a couple of things for submit. I'm going to submit to the awards this year. And I just wrote a short story for them. I don't know if it's going to be in. They only take 50 entries in their anthology, but the theme was metamorphosis, and this is a woman who goes through this horrific accident, and she metamorphosizes into something. I don't want to give it away.
Oh.
Yeah.
But and they only take short stories or regular submissions? Or
No.
just short stories?
So for the anthology, it's only short stories. So it's 800 to I think it's 1,400 words, and it's very hard telling a full story within that constraint. And that's one of the things that I love about short stories. That particular writing style, that genre, if you will, is super challenging. What kind of a story can you tell within those constraints? It's a challenge. I love it.
Yeah, it's like it's like taking which I did. It's like taking a novel and trying to make a screenplay out of a novel.
It's hard. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's in The Short Road to Shadows. There's a short story in there. It's called The Collector, and so it's about a man, World War II. And comes into contact with this family. I don't want to give it away, but he has a higher calling. He has his higher calling, who gets in touch with him and says, "Listen, I want you to go ahead and to be a collector for lost souls." So he's supposed to go around collecting the lost souls that haven't made it to wherever it is that they're supposed to go, and that's kind of the story. But I originally wrote that in prose. I sat down, I had an idea for it, and I wrote it. And then, because I was working with the comic book publishing company, I tried taking the prose and then putting it into a comic script, which is similar to screenwriting. It's similar, and it was very, very hard. I have a whole new respect for comic writers. It was a process. It was
because you got to write within the bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
In their thought bubble.
Right. And so, panels with comics, it's panels, and you only have X number of words. But it's a wonderful
It's
wonderful
almost
genre.
like writing a screenplay.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit. Not quite the same. I don't think. Not quite the same. Yeah.
Same basic premise. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, especially if you're writing a screenplay from a book. So you've got like this 400-page book, 500, 600-page book, and you have to shrink it down to 90 pages.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's challenging.
Oh, for sure. I imagine, they probably get a highlighter out. Okay, we have to put this in. Okay, we have to put this in, That's what I did. That's what I did with The Collector when I was trying to turn it into a comic script. I just took out a highlighter, and I'm like, okay, I got to put this in there. I got to put this in there. And then just trying to work everything in. It was hard. It was difficult, but...
And then I imagine timing also to get your story out there, whether it's a book or a script or something like that, that can play into it. That can be frustrating too.
Very frustrating.
Like this trailer that we just saw, Fragile Flower, the writer for it sat on a script for 10 years. So, and then finally it happened, but it's like that sometimes.
Yeah.
You just have to be patient.
Yeah. So November is National Novel Writing Month. It's called NaNoWriMo. And I had a manuscript for a full-length novel, and I finally finished it. I finished it. And I haven't touched it since. But it's just one of those things. It's such a daunting task. You know what? It's getting back in and editing and taking things out and moving it here.
Editing's the worst part.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was painful.
can't stand
No,
it.
this was painful. It was painful. It was a painful process, and I'm a discovery writer, so sometimes I know where things are going, and sometimes I don't.
Yeah, well,
so,
People ask me, how long does it take you to write a book? I said, well, it takes me, a full-length novel may take me 5 weeks to write.
Right.
And I said, but it takes about a year to edit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know
They
what?
don't understand. People don't understand. Everybody thinks, if a writer was paid by the hour for his book,
Right.
they'd be charging $2,000 or $3,000 a book.
True.
Yeah.
That's
and
true.
It's crazy because it's like the hardest part is the beginning and the end. How are you going to start this book off to capture everybody's attention?
Yeah.
And then how are you going to wrap everything up at the end? The middle part is easy.
Yeah. Right.
The middle is easy. Just writing away, and then at some point you go, okay, time to wrap this up here.
Yeah.
How am I going to do this?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of, the beginnings, I think, starting the story is the easy part, because you usually have a pretty good idea of where at least I do. I usually have a pretty good idea of where I want to start. And for my stories, I don't like, things that are slow starting. I like, let's go, let's get this moving. We have X number of words, and I want to make sure that I keep people's attention. And so let's go. The ending is the hard part. I have a hard time sticking the landing.
Yeah, I don't have that problem. When I have a concept for a story, I know where I want to start.
Mm-hmm.
I know how I want to end.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how the middle is going to go, because once I start writing, the characters take over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then
Stephen King talks about that as well.
And it just goes. And a book only ends when the author wants to end it.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't want to end it, you can end up with a 900-page book.
Right.
You can keep going. But
Yeah.
after a while, you just have to,
tome.
well, let's cut it down and stop it right here.
Right.
Yeah. War and Peace.
War and Peace.
Yeah.
Right.
That was another one.
Yeah.
That was over 1,000 pages.
Yeah, for me, so being a discovery writer, I find I have to kind of really zone in. And what I loved about Stephen King's book, Memoirs on Writing, and he touches on that, and he says, he goes into his office, and everybody knows, if he's in his office, just leave him alone. You know what I mean? You just have to, he's like, you have to go somewhere where you have a door. And when he first started writing, they had a very small apartment, and I think he was in the laundry room with the door closed writing. Which I think is just great. But he put words to something that I felt guilty about. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm home, I have 2 kids. My kids are teenagers.
Yeah.
I want to spend time with them. I want to spend time with my family. And you feel guilty. But it was nice because Stephen King said it, and I was like, see, this is what I have to do. This is what we have to do to go ahead and to make these things happen.
And if you want to spend
he's
time
great.
with them, they're probably still very early teens.
No,
Because once they hit like 16, 17, it's like, oh my God.
Oh yeah,
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I love
no.
They're older now.
Yeah, my daughter is 18. She's going to be graduating high school in May. Oh wow! And then my son is 16. And they're good. They're just good kids, man.
Yeah.
I've just been so fortunate to have the life that I have, and to have my kids and my husband, and just to be able to write, and be able to live in Palm Beach County. This is a great place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great place. Yeah, it's a great place for the arts.
Always a lot of stuff going on over there.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yeah, absolutely.
we thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Can't wait to be at your festival.
Yay!
And
Can't
I
wait
can't
to
wait
have you.
for you to put me to work.
Yes, come on, Frank. Jump in. Oh, I'll be in touch. You know me.
You'll be in touch.
But before we say goodbye to her, we need you to tell everybody how they can contact you.
Absolutely.
With your website, all that stuff.
Right.
Why don't you go ahead and give all that
Absolutely, sure. So if you go to HeidiCreates.net, that's my website, and there's a link on there for my books, but also a link on there for Read It, Write It Book and Writing Festival that's happening June 15th, 2024 at the Wellington Green Mall from 11 to 4. So there's more information on there. There's a little drop-down list if you have any questions. We're looking for sponsors, we're looking for volunteers, and we are actually this year offering a VIP ticket that comes with all kinds of perks. So you can check that out there. But that's how you can get in touch with me, and that's all of my information there. So. Thanks for having me. This was great.
Very cool.
being here.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is
Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah.
All right, guys. So this has been another episode of the Artist Loft, brought to you by the Florida Arts Network. When you get a chance, please go to our website, which is floridaartsnetwork.org. Take a look around. See how you can help, because we need your help. These kids need your help. Mm-hmm. When I was growing up in New York, I had everything that I wanted artistically at my fingertips.
Right.
And you don't have that here.
No.
You really don't. And so there are a lot of kids in these schools that have all this talent and no creative outlet.
Yeah, we want to support these kids with any educational help we can, any financial help we can. So we need your help financially also. So go on our website. There's a GoFundMe link. Donate $1, $5, or $10, or pass it on to a friend who can if you can't.
Yeah.
And if you have a business and want to be a sponsor on our show, we have sponsorships available starting at $75. You can sponsor our show. We hope to go to a weekly format later this year, so hop on board and join us.
Yeah, and we're also looking for corporate sponsorships as well. So if you want to advertise with us, or if you want to just support us, you know, and take that $1, $5, or $10 to $1, $5, and $10,000, you know, whatever. It's a 501c3, so all the donations are tax deductible. So we'll see you again in 2 weeks.
Oh, yes, and in April, I think we're going to reconfirm that we may be having a special in April where we'll be going just for the month of April every week at a different time, but we'll let you know at our next show.
Yep. All right, everybody.
Thank you for watching The Artist Loft. Make sure to tune in next time for another great show. A show that was produced by Ant Media Productions and hosted by the Florida Arts Network with your hosts Richard Sosa and Frank A. Ruffolo.